Hello and welcome to WELSTech, the place where we explore the intersections of technology and ministry. Today on the show, we welcome in one of my favorite seasons of the church year, Advent, by running down our top 5 ways to share Christmas with your friends through technology. We're so happy you decided to join us. Enjoy the show. WELSTech is a bi-weekly podcast exploring the intersections of technology and ministry. It is part of the podcast network sponsored by WELS, the Wisconsin Evangelical Lutheran Synod. Our show today is hosted by Martin Spriggs and Sallie Draper. Welcome back to WELSTech, everybody. This is episode 669, and we're recording on December 7th, 2021. My name is Martin Spriggs, and I'm joined, as usual, by Sallie Draper. Hey, Sallie.
Hey, Martin. It's a day that will live in infamy. When you said December 7th, I realized D-Day, huh? Or Pearl Harbor Day. That's what it is.
Right.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I read a little article about that this morning. Interesting history there.
Right.
Sad day and minis.
Good news is we are in the church year season now of Advent, and that's actually one of my favorites. I love the hymns of Advent, the preparation for Christmas, not all the busyness, but you survive that part of it for the good stuff. And the midweek services are awesome. Just a neat reminder that He is coming again, and that's great news for everybody that knows Him. So, and that's right. That is why we do this podcast, that more and more may know Him. So, great opportunities. Really blessed us over the years with the chances to do that, and today another opportunity to do the same.
Yep. Always an exciting time. We are busy making preparations. We're actually in a new home this year, and so it's fun to decorate a new space and just revel in the joy of this season. It's a wonderful time of year.
You probably had a bunch of decisions to make. Where's the Christmas tree go? What goes on the railing outside, et cetera, et cetera. So that's kind of fun.
Yeah. The biggest one was getting lights. We actually had a really small Christmas tree in our previous space, so we got a big tree this year, and we picked out some lights, and I picked out bluish or whitish colored lights instead of yellowish colored lights. And then it ended up clashing with the lights I had already. So man, these decisions are just big.
Yes, it's hard. Yes.
But never fear. Right? Draper's space is looking really
Christmas
good.
Will come regardless. Yes,
Thank
exactly.
Goodness.
So
yes.
We're going to kind of hone in on that Christmas theme. We thought, there's a lot of different things you can talk about during the Christmas season as it regards ministry and tech and those kinds of things. But we thought we would kind of pick out 5 unique, maybe not so unique, but 5 ways that you can share Christmas joy. And this would be kind of one-to-one or personally using technology. So that's kind of fun to put those two together. And there are lots of different ways, but we just kind of zeroed in on 5 of those. So let's go through our 5 top ways. We'll call them top ways to share Christmas joy. How about that, Sallie?
Sounds good.
Number 1, and this one you're going to have to cover me a lot here on this particular one, because I'm not big on Facebook at this point, but that is a great way to share Christmas joy by simply changing your profile picture and cover photo. I think if I did that on my account, I think that would shock a lot of people, because I think I've had the same picture for a long, long time. So this is a great opportunity to do that.
Yep. And there's some really great and easy tools out there to do it with. We thought we'd feature in this show Canva, which is kind of a design tool that's available, and it's available for free. You have to create an account to do a lot with it, but it's a free account. There are paid levels to it, but we'll just look at some of the free options. So I'm in the Canva editor area. And if you just search on Christmas Facebook covers, it'll come up with just a whole ton of really professionally done layouts and designs, some of which you can actually import your own images into or whatever you want to do to customize the text or whatever. If you find something you like, you simply click on it. And actually, if it doesn't have a little crown next to it, like the one I happened to pick, but the ones without a crown, then we'll import right into your canvas. Yeah, there's a freebie. And like I said, you can edit if you want to change the layout or coloring or placement or whatever. You can bring your own images in. There's an upload option in the menu that's along the left. So you could upload your own images and make this kind of customized with your family pictures, and maybe put a Bible verse on here or whatever it may be. There's so many different layouts. I keep clicking on the ones that have crowns on them, and those are the ones that aren't available. But look, there's even one with a llama on it. So if you want that on your Facebook cover, you know, with a great little Bible verse maybe off to the side or whatever it is, there's llamas to be had in Canva. So a fun way to do it. You can also create them in different dimensions. So you mentioned the profile picture is more of a square. It turns it into a circle. So you could create some in those particular dimensions. You could create them just to share in your Facebook feed as well. One year, I think I made images of the Bible story from Luke, and each day of December, I shared a part of that Bible story so that each day there were images to go along with it. So lots of fun ways, kind of get your creative juices flowing, and Canva is a great tool to do it with.
Excellent. Great. We've talked about Canva many times, and I think the ease of use is really kind of key there. You really don't have to know a lot to do this. And changing that profile picture and cover photo, that's a super easy way to let people know that this is what I'm focusing on, this time of year, and just makes it a little bit more personal, gets people thinking in the right direction, so to speak. So, all right, that's number one. Number two, share Christmas Advent imagery and a message or a verse that you could maybe overlay on a particular image. Lots of tools here too, right?
Definitely. The key is finding great images to use. So you might even bring your images into Canva, as we were just showing, but you got to find some good images. So we wanted to highlight two different resources, and there's many out there for free stock imagery. This one's actually done by a Wells friend of ours, Philip Wells, who put together Lutheran stock photos.com. And I just headed over to Lutheran Stock Photos and searched on Christmas and found a wide variety of images for the Christmas season. And these are free to download and make use of. They've actually incorporated all of the WELSTech photo challenge images into this site as well. And so lots and lots of great imagery here that you can make use of for any purpose. But yeah, laying some Bible passages over them and things like that are super great ways to share. Another resource we want to highlight is free Bible images. And I came over here and looked at themes and found that there was a Christmas theme, and they have not one, but 49 different sets of images. Some are cartoon drawings, some are photography, just a wide variety of sets around just the Christmas story. And so if you're looking for images, again, to overlay or whatever, or to make use of maybe in your Christmas card or some presentations you're putting together or whatever it may be, check out the images at Free Bible Images. And each of these represents a whole collection of images. So as you click into it, then you just get a wide number of images and variety in what's available. So lots of good stuff that you can use here from freebibleimages.org.
Yeah, and lots of different ways to share those, obviously Facebook, Instagram, in your messenger conversations, text messaging, and so on and so forth. So pretty cool.
Perhaps you're even making like a family video and you can throw some of this imagery in there to help out there.
Ton of good stuff there. Sure. Number 3, share devotional resources. And these would be things that are kind of, Advent's a good time to get in the routine of sitting down at the table after dinner or on a regular basis and going through a devotion. There's all kinds of Advent calendars that can help you do that. And we've got one very nice one that we would recommend, both in print and a digital version.
Definitely. And this is from our friends at Martin Luther College. Each Christmas and Easter season, they put together really nice devotional booklets that they share. And if you don't have a physical copy of the booklet, you can read it online. They have a really nice online reader where you can page through the book as if you have it in your possession and read each day's devotion. There's a devotion for every day, December 1st through Christmas Day, the 25th. And then there's also available a PDF version of the devotions you can download, but you can also sign up to get it by email. And once you get the email, you can forward it to other people or whatever. So lots of ways to enjoy the Martin Luther College Advent devotional book. The title this year is We Have Seen His Glory. And the 25 devotions, it says, explore the ways Christians have seen Christ in the Old Testament appearances of the glory of the Lord and the angel of the Lord. And then they look at New Testament passages that take up that theme of Christ's glory. So not the traditional Christmas story focus, more on Christ and his many representations in Old and New Testament. So great stuff. We've been reading this series, Martin. I don't know if you guys have, but
we have
really enjoying it.
Debbie's been reading them in her class as well. So that's another application. They read them in faculty meetings as well as in the classroom setting. So I really enjoyed Ted Klug's the other day. It was talking about the pillar of fire by night and cloud by day, and referencing the good old maps and GPSs. So a little tech reference there from Ted, which you'd expect from Ted. So.
Way to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Number 4, share online Christmas concerts. And boy, our synod is truly blessed with these.
Definitely. And if you want to take advantage of the upcoming seminary Christmas concert, you can watch a live stream. We'll throw a link in the show notes to the live stream of the seminary Christmas concert. It's happening this Sunday at 3 p.m. Central Time. The live stream portion, the in-person concert is at 3 and repeated at 7 p.m. on Sunday, the 12th. We also can put a link in the show notes to the now archived MLC Christmas concert, which happened this past Saturday and Sunday. So if you want to go back and watch that, maybe just tune in and have it playing as background music to enjoy during the Christmas season. Stellar concert happened this past weekend at Martin Luther College. So take advantage of those. I know many, if not all, of our area Lutheran high schools have streaming of their concerts. So check out their websites to find those as well.
Excellent. And last but not least, good old YouTube. Share YouTube Christmas videos. And obviously there's a ton of those. We've picked a couple that might be share worthy. And maybe if you found some, you could share those with us as well.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. One that's kind of an oldie but a goodie, where they used some technology and searched and did Google Maps and all kinds of things, put it together in a fun video called The Christmas Story Told Through Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Google, Wikipedia, Amazon, ... It's from 2011. It was kind of a trip down memory lane because the websites over time have changed pretty dramatically from what they looked like in 2011, but a really fun video to share. And it's one of many, just like you said, Martin. One of my friends today on Facebook shared an hour-long Christmas concert from the music group King and Country. So all Christmas music. I'm sure your favorite musicians have them out there as well. The group, I want to say it's Home Free, is actually out of Mankato, and they're doing a concert this weekend, I believe, here in Mankato, and very popular Christian group. So I'm sure that there are many favorites out there, not just music, but ways of telling the Christmas story and things like that. And just take advantage of those and pop them into your feed on Facebook or Twitter so that other people can enjoy and hear the Christmas story.
Excellent. So those are our 5 ideas for sharing Christmas joy. Again, if you have ideas, let us know through the comments on our show notes page, or send us an email and we'll pass those along. There's more than one way to do this, and everybody's way needs to kind of fit their style and their comfort level. And but the point is to do it. And there is so much joy that it is impossible that we not share it. So that's the point.
Possible.
Very good. Let's move on, Sally, to the next segment of our show, which is News in Tech.
And here we are on Tuesday already of Computer Science Education Week, happening this week, December 6th through 12th. This is an annual event, and it's highlighted by the code.org website, where they promote 1 hour of code, or hour of code, where they're encouraging everyone to spend an hour learning a little bit about computer programming and coding. And they have a ton of great activities out here. You can explore code.org under the Learn, and you'll just find a plethora of ways to learn about coding. Good for everyone, not just younger students, but us old folks as well. A new one that they added this year is called Hello World. That's kind of harkens to the fact that many beginning computer programs are just to get the words Hello World displayed on the screen. So they've put together some fun themes and ways for people to get introduced to basic coding skills by getting Hello World on the screen. And that's just one of many. Like I said, you can explore here on code.org. Google has resources. There's no shortage of ways to learn about programming. And the CS Ed Week.org is a place for teachers and advocates to come and learn about the activities that are available this week as well. So check it out.
Very good. Thank you, Sally.
Mm-hmm.
Next segment of our show is Wells Now. And it was probably a few weeks back that we received an email from Northwestern Publishing House. And I'll just kind of read through it so you guys have it, can take advantage of this as well. They're excited to announce that there will be a free webinar on Christian Worship Service Builder, to be held 10 a.m. Central on Wednesday, December 8th. Now, probably most everybody listening to this podcast will have missed that. So if you didn't see the email, you probably missed the live presentation. But the good news is the presentation will be recorded. So I think you can probably sign up and get that recording, or go to christianworship.com and see the information there. So I think this will be kind of a neat experience for a couple different reasons. One would be for those people unfamiliar with what Service Builder can do for you. And it's essentially the tool that can build both service folders, or bulletins, or whatever you call them, and also the presentation screens that could go along with them, or in a standalone fashion. So this goes along obviously with the new hymnal. All the resources are in there, including the psalmody, all the hymns. They're all cross-referenced, searchable. Just kind of a neat tool that I think a lot of people are very interested in seeing. So if you're curious about it, or if your congregation is curious about it, might be a time well spent looking at the walkthrough and look for other resources around it. Its launch is coming very soon. So those people that have been waiting a while, your wait is almost over. So we'll put a link to this in the show notes, but that is, I think, very exciting news for anybody that is responsible for worship and looking forward to the new hymnal.
Awesome, Martin. I'm very excited to see it in action. And maybe it'll be a topic on a future WELSTech. Maybe we can do a little demo on WELSTech as well. I'd love to share it
I
here
think
as
that's a
well.
distinct possibility.
Awesome.
All right, let's move on to our picks of the week. Sallie, you're up. What do you got?
Okay, I've got a story is what I've got. First of all,
Okay.
my pick of the week originally was a Flickr pick, and hopefully Flickr will be back up. I'll throw the link in the show notes, but they're having a contest, your best shot of 2021, where you can submit a photo and potentially win prizes for your best photo taken in 2021. So if you have a favorite, check it out. Can't give you more details because I was counting on the website being up, and apparently Flickr is down right at this moment when I need them to be up. So, but we'll check out that link another time. So that led me to, well, bummer, I don't have a pick of the week. What have I used lately? What's been important to me lately? I've used Camtasia, and it actually kind of saved my life. It saved the day
I bet you
because
answer that question the same quite often.
right. Camtasia is my pick of the week again, folks. I don't know how many times it has been, but here it is again. Camtasia is a video editing software. And on Saturday night, I found myself in quite a predicament. I was scheduled to speak at an Advent by Candlelight event on Sunday afternoon this past weekend. And unfortunately, there was a certain corona shaped virus floating around my home this past weekend, and I was not able to go and speak. Even though I tested negative, we just kind of made the final call. It's just not wise to take any chances. And your speaking engagement is canceled. However, I was able to record myself, and I came to the people at this Advent by Candlelight virtually. They pulled down a big screen, and I did my entire presentation. And that's only because I had Camtasia at my disposal, and I was able to put together a really nice video for them, if I do say so myself. And it worked out, and they were able to get my message. And I was really excited to not have lost that opportunity and the excitement of the work that I'd put into it and stuff. And so I just really recommend, if you don't use Camtasia, then get familiar with some other video editing software, because this is the day and age for communicating with video. And to have a tool like that at your disposal is very powerful. Someone said to me after the fact, well, it's really great we asked you to do this, because I don't know if anybody else could have put together a video that quickly, but I think everyone could. It really wasn't that hard. And, people are a lot more accustomed to virtual presentations and things now than they were, say, 2 years ago, because of all of our shutdowns and things. So I will quickly share my screen and just point you to the website where you can learn more about Camtasia. It's called Camtasia Studio. That's kind of the formal name. It's by a company called TechSmith, and they're at techsmith.com. And you can actually download it for free and use it for a month, I believe, for free. So if you have a pressing need, like to speak for Advent by Candlelight when you can't be there in person, you can use it for free for that short time period. And it's very easy to learn and work with. And they do have special pricing for education and nonprofit. Normally $2.99. The nonprofit price is $268.99, and the education price is $214.71. Not sure how they arrived at those numbers, but whatever it's worth, I highly recommend Camtasia Studio and the video editing capabilities, just making that a part of your arsenal so you can put together your own videos. That's what I got for you.
Excellent. And their training resources are awesome too. They don't leave you hanging. I mean, you can, they go into great detail on all the features, and I guess you'd expect that from Camtasia, very understandable step by steps. So I'm just curious, what was your presentation on, Sallie?
The title was Journey to Bethlehem. So we talked about, our personal journeys and our journey in faith, and that ultimately we have this breathtaking scenic overlook of our journey. And that is the Christian worldview, the ability to know the end of the story, and that our salvation is won by that baby in the manger. So it was very
Cool.
special.
Is that something you can share, or is that all copyrighted and tucked away?
Oh, there's no copyrights except my own. So I could throw the video out there. It's really geared toward, some musical interludes and things like that
Uh-huh.
that were part of the program. But I
Ah, I
do have
see.
the video. If you think it'd be worth sharing, I'd be happy to share it.
I'm sure it's worth sharing. So
Oh,
thank you.
that's very kind.
All right. Thank you for that. My pick of the week is actually a hardware pick, and it is a mouse. I I picked a mouse probably about a year
I
ago.
was thinking there
Um,
was a mouse
a
recently.
wireless mouse. This is actually a wired mouse. I was beginning to have some problems with my Bluetooth mouse, and it would be a little bit inconsistent, a little laggy, and it was not a real happy place to be when your primary input device is a little inconsistent. So I went on the hunt for a good old wired mouse, and I thought, well, is a wire really going to bother me? And to my surprise, wired mice have really come a long way. This actually, the one I'm recommending, happens to be a gaming mouse. Gaming mice are kind of unique critters. They have many, many programmable buttons. This one actually is the G502 from Logitech. First of all, I'm a big fan of Logitech. Their peripherals are probably the go-to for almost anything, whether it's a keyboard. I use a Logitech keyboard, mouse, the webcam that I'm using is Logitech. I mean, they just make quality stuff. And this mouse is no different. And the price, and that's one of the reasons I picked it, is very good right now. It's $40. Um, so one, it has no batteries to recharge. It does have a wire, but the wires that they're putting on these are very lightweight, so they really don't impede the progress. I like the ability to program the buttons. The scroll wheel is they call it I think they call it infinite scroll or flywheel scroll, where it has none of the little the bumps, the click 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 clicks. It's a free wheel, so you can go quickly up and down. um, this particular mouse is kind of crazy looking, which I think a lot of these gaming mice are. uh, it had these 11 programmable buttons really come in handy. So you can do things like collapse all windows, show all windows. You can do macros with them. I found a lot of good uses for them. This particular one has weights that come with it. So if you want it to be a little heavier or lighter, you can do that. I'm not sure if I noticed the difference, but I used them anyway because I could. And
True techie.
right.
Yes,
And
I
these
could.
gaming mice, what they're known for really is their precision. So if I'm not a gamer, so I don't use I'm not using this for gaming, but the ability to grab corners of windows and get exactly where you want to be, when you want to be there, is really what you really can't ask for more than that from a mouse. It has lights that light up and all that stuff that gamers like, but that's okay. But again, $40 for this. That's the Logitech G502. There is the Hero version, I guess it's called. There is a version of this that is wireless as well, which I wasn't as interested in. But there's something nice to just being able to plug something in and know it's going to work. You don't have to worry about whether it's got a charge or whether your Bluetooth is going sideways at a particular time, which was my problem. So I'm really impressed with this, and I think it would be tough to make me go back to something that's some would say maybe more modern, but this is really a modern mouse. I'm very impressed with what they've done here. So you probably have some gaming mice in your household, Sally, is my guess.
We probably do, but it's on the lower level. I stick with
That's
my little
the lower
tiny.
level, yes.
Yeah. That's a little intimidating. I'm thinking you must be commanding quite the presence, like in a meeting or something, when you walk in with your monster mouse and put it on the table. So
This is
pretty
actually
cool
pretty
looking.
small, but
Okay.
I still use the trackpad for portable meetings. But when I'm at my
Okay.
desk, this is what I'm using. So
Very
it's
good.
pretty cool.
And you could really tell a difference in the grabbability, like you were saying, the corners and things like
Oh yeah.
that.
Yep. Yep, I
I
was
could
really
see that
struggling before. So
being pretty
yeah, you
meaningful.
don't want the mouse getting in your way. It needs to be your friend. So,
Mm-hmm.
all right, I'm going to take the next segment as well, Sally, and that's the ministry resource. And this is, let me see if I can get to the right page here. It is a program from our Lutheran schools slash outreach offices here at the Center for Mission and Ministry called Telling the Next Generation. Its subtitle is Utilizing Our Schools for Outreach. So they've reworked this, and I think they're excited that this resource is now going to be kind of in a workshop format, but it's also got ongoing resources that are available to organizations, churches, and schools committed to using their schools for outreach. And I stumbled on it. I actually didn't know this existed, but I was looking on our wells.net site for resources like this to help our school, which is growing quickly. But one of the challenges that we have is nurturing those parents who are bringing their children to our school for a good education, a good, and sometimes a good Christian education, but sometimes it's just an education, and getting them engaged in the church, sharing the word of God with them, helping them integrate into the family of God, in our case at Peace Lutheran. And so we're thinking and looking hard at using something like this to help us figure out how best to put our programs together that will take these young families down the right path to knowing their Savior. We're going to obviously tell it to their kids, but we want a more holistic strategy, and this telling the next generation, I believe, is a good first step at intentionalizing that process. So that's why I decided to plug it here into ministry resources. There are many churches that have done it. The old version, now with the new version out, I think this is probably even better. So we'll put a link to this in the show notes.
Excellent. I think that we have a great message to share, and helping schools kind of bridge that gap between them and parents of the school is a great resource. So good
All right,
stuff.
Sally, let's move along to community feedback.
All right, I'm going to share my screen one more time and tell you that I was excited to read that YouVersion has announced the verse of the year. So this is the most shared, bookmarked, and highlighted verse of the Bible in 2021. And it is Matthew 6:33, but seek first his kingdom and his righteousness. So I just thought that was something to kind of celebrate, to know that people around the world that use the YouVersion Bible, which I think they've celebrated like 500 million downloads or something phenomenal. This was the most sought verse of the Bible during 2021. Thought that was pretty cool.
And very
And maybe you want to
appropriate to
share
our
it.
topic for the day. Yes. Right.
Yeah, definitely. And then also just a brief mention of our WELSTech community over in WELSTech Google group, and the fact that you can join the group and ask questions and things, just like Mark Thiesfeld recently asked, exploring upgrading access points in my building. What are some factors that I should consider as part of this process? And one of our resident experts, Josh Shanek over at Kettle Moraine Lutheran, responded with all kinds of great advice, including to look into the federal E-rate program as a possibility as well. So lots of good stuff to consider around access points if you happen to be looking for access points for your school or church. Check it out, join the group, and join the conversation. It's really easy to do, and almost always just really phenomenal response when you ask questions of this group.
Very nice. And as I mentioned before, the best way to get in touch with us and submit your own feedback, whether that be a question, a comment, a suggestion, we're open to all those things, even criticism. Tell us what we're doing wrong so we can get better. We haven't figured this out yet. That's by going to our show notes page, welstech.wels.net. And in the upper right corner, there is going to be a whole row of icons there, including all the socials that we're on, ways to get to Google Groups. You can leave a voicemail. There's a little blue bar on the right-hand side, so you can just use your computer's microphone and leave us a quote unquote traditional voicemail. Email is fine too, welstech@wels.net. Just let us know. All right, that's going to about do it, Sally. I'm looking forward to our conversation next time. We kind of do a Christmas special, and we pick a CMMer that we want to kind of get an update on what they're up to and what they're involved with. And we're going to welcome back Nicole Balza of Wells Together fame. She is the smiling face doing the interviewing, and we'll get to interview her this time and find out what's going on with Forwarding Christ in particular. That's where she spends a lot of her time. So that is going to be during Christmas week. So stay tuned for that in a couple weeks. That's about it for this week. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a blessed Advent season, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.